Welcome back to Speak Van Holding 247, etc. And if you like, subscribe and share. Good morning to all my subscribers. Thank you for tuning in. And good morning to all my potential subscribers that may one day hit that like and subscribe button. Today I'm going to discuss marriage. The false notions and myths that's been pushed on the marriage. And I'm going to also discuss domestic violence within the marriage. But to fully appreciate what I'm about to say, you must do some research on coverture. Once again, do some research on coverture, because once you finish listening to this video and you do your research on coverture, if you're married, it's going to make your roles in marriage a lot better. It's going to make you work a lot better within that marriage. You're going to function a lot better. And if you're not married, before you get married, you're going to go into that marriage knowing the roles that you play and that man play. You're going to know how to make it work as a unit. You're going to move as a unit. Now, let me give you what coverture is in a nutshell that the Anglo-Saxons practice, especially in the United States. It is where when a man marries a woman, she loses her identity. She loses her ability to provide for herself. Pretty much, I don't want to spoil it for you, so I want you to do, pretty much she actually becomes a slave. Okay? Now, so by putting her at a disadvantage to where she couldn't make money on her own, and when she did make money, the husband controlled it, it became his. This is where that notion that a man should take care of a woman, a man provides for a woman. This is where that false, sick, I call it a sick notion, because it's predicated on coverture and it's predicated on all the restrictions it put on a woman. So yeah, if those restrictions was put on a woman, a man should take care of a woman. He should break his back and his leg to take care of the woman. But when they put that woman in that position, it was to control the woman. Today, you got men today, they say they love women. But when I hear a man assert that a man's job is to take care of a woman, he don't love a woman, because that's not his job. When you marry, your job as a unit is to take care of each other. See, when you go into a marriage saying, I'm the man, I'm supposed to take care of a woman, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems. You see, because I'm going to tell you why. You done already entered the relationship thinking you are the breadwinner and a provider and the guardian, which you're not. Now, I'm going to show you the strength of a woman, because you got all these men want to run things and be the head. Well, when Rosa Parks got on that bus, she was tired. She sat in the front. She didn't go to the back. But you still had black men getting on the bus, seeing what Rosa Parks doing, and they went straight to the back of the bus. Now, you see how strong that woman was when you kept having all these black men go to the back of that bus? Do you see the strength of the woman now? See, sometimes the woman is the provider. It must be the provider. Rosa Parks provided a way out of there, didn't she? Wasn't no black man. Wasn't no white man. It was a woman. See, they done twisted the role of the woman and thereby twisting the role of the man. The man is breaking his neck to provide and he dying early. At home, he got an able-bodied wife that make and cook, bake, and sell some food. But now she's sitting up at home waiting to go lay up with somebody. Now, once you start researching coverture, you're going to see that the role of the woman was strategically implemented to keep her dependent on a man. Now, a lot of people that say a man should take care of a woman, they don't tell you that prior to the mid-1970s, a woman did not even have the legal right to get a credit card. We all know how important credit is today. We know how important it was then. So why did they disadvantage that woman from getting a credit card? They wanted to control her. Now, a lot of people don't know that prior to 1968, a married woman in Texas was not allowed to start a business without her husband's permission. You see where this notion that it's a man's job to take care of a woman come from? It comes from disadvantaging a woman. You don't never hear these men or people that assert this intelligently talk about coverture, because they know once you wake up that this notion that it's a man's job to take care of a woman rather than it's a man's job and a woman to take care of each other, that's what hurting these marriages. Man breaking his neck trying to work multiple jobs to provide. Man's job is to provide. They don't never say it's a man's job and a woman's job to provide, protect, to promote that marriage. They make it one-sided because they don't know what the hell they talking about. They uttering something that sounds good, but it has its genesis in coverture. Once you read coverture, you'll be like, man, if you put a woman up under these restrictions, of course you're supposed to take her. It's your duty. Now today is different. You had more domestic violence in the 50s and 60s among the white population than anything. It wasn't a crime for a man to knock a woman upside her head because she was considered a man's property. You see where this whole notion that it's a man's job to take care of a woman has carried over from a systematic oppression of the woman? So when somebody utters it's a man's job to take care of a woman, that's oppression. Because I must ask you now, if a woman commit a crime, is it her husband's job to go to prison for? See, when you look at it for what it really is, a woman is a grown woman, an intelligent woman. You got women fighter pilots. You got women bankers, women CEOs. So why is the world keep trying to regulate and make it appear that a woman is not a breadwinner and shouldn't be a breadwinner and shouldn't be a provider, when in reality, her husband dies, she got to be a provider. When her mother dies, she got to be a provider. When her husband go to prison, she got to be a provider. We keep trying to reduce the woman as a sex object. You look at TV, you got women fighting to make money look ridiculous. This is what we do to women. We put them at a disadvantage, and for our pleasure, we create a way for them to make money. Now check this out. Let me get on to domestic violence. Once again, any relationship, if it's marriage, formal marriage, informal, it's predicated on a contract. Now, domestic violence is bad. We understand that. But what nobody really talk about, most of the time the domestic victim enables the aggressor to continue to do what he is doing to him or her. Because we already know we got women out here beating on men, killing men too, in these domestic relationships. But more importantly, what I'm saying is today is when you go out there in society and you see a man and a woman fighting in a relationship, we think it's noble to stop a man from hitting a woman upside her head. But what we don't really take in consideration is this. It ain't the first time that this man done hit this woman, okay? It's the first time you seen it, okay? So be careful when you interject yourself in trying to stop somebody, interfering with their contract, interfering with their agreement to be together, because you're not really private to everything that go on. You're not there when they complaining about money. You're not there when they complaining about sex. You're not there when they complaining about how they gonna do things in the home. Don't get in the middle of that, man, because people out here have lost their mind. They will kill you in a heartbeat for getting in their business. But now let me tell you something. I know what you're saying. So you saying if I see a man beating up a woman, I shouldn't do nothing? Well, if you see a cop beating up a woman, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So if you think that it's necessary for you to get between a domestic relationship that has nothing to do with you, see, a lot of times these men are knocking these women upside their head. They'll go back home and sleep together and kiss a W, and then it happens again. So what makes you think that you interfering at that moment is going to make any difference? It really not going to make, well, it will make a difference. Sometimes it cause you to lose your own life. Because I have seen even when I was growing up, I seen a man beating his girlfriend up. I said something, and the woman said, "You leave him alone. This between me and him." And from that day on, from a child, it stayed with me. If today I see a man and a woman fight, it ain't my business. Because I know that if I get in that business, it could cost me my life. It can cost me not to be able to go home to my wife, my family and friends to continue to handle my business, because I'm trying to handle another grown woman business whom she's not even handling, okay? See, these domestic violence things just don't happen overnight. It's a gradual thing. The woman accepts it. She agrees to it. Look, I don't care what your reason is. You can say, hey, I can't leave, ain't got no money. Well, keep staying there and get your head beat in. Because I'm going to tell you like this here. A dog got enough sense to get away when his master go a whooping. He got enough sense to escape. Okay? So if you staying at home because you don't want to leave this man or this woman because they hitting you, hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You see how many people, friends go try to help they girlfriend and the girl end up getting killed. Or they both get killed. See, if you knew that your life could be in danger when you entered somebody else's domestic relationship affairs, you wouldn't interfere. This is why a lot of y'all to sit back and let a cop beat up somebody on the street and you just sit back and yell, stop. You'll never get physical with them. But you see a man and a woman fight, you get physical with them. But I'm going to tell you right today, you better watch yourself, because I'm going to tell you again, the man or that woman did not just start hitting this woman or man. If somebody hits you upside your head and you stay with them, you agreeing with that. You done contracted for that, okay? A lot of people say, you don't understand. The woman don't have no place to go. Well, if you stay in a marriage, you're going to have a place to go. You stay in that marriage or you stay in that relationship, you going into a box, and they know that. So I'm going to put it like this here. I don't know what your contract is. I can't tell people how to handle their business in a contract. That's between them, and they need to solve it. Domestic violence is real and it's sad. But what's even sadder is when a grown woman sit up and say she was so scared to do anything. That's sad. Because I'm going to put it to you like this here. You're not afraid to not do anything. You just don't want to do anything. And I say that because of this here. When Rosa Parks sit at the front of that bus, she knew she could be killed, but she was tired. She was tired of it. And she said, bring it on. So I don't understand all these women in these domestic relationships endangering their kids. There's a man in Alaska, just happened probably a week ago, probably a couple of days ago. Raped his own daughter, killed the mama. He was a correction officer. Now, the mom already knew the mom accepted being knocked upside the head. But the mama also saw these strange looks that he was giving her own daughter. But you waited till this man acted out. Now, both of them dead. The husband finna stand trial for murder. See, when you're in a relationship and you're a woman and you got kids and you get knocked upside your head, you got to love your kids enough to protect them and get them the hell up out of there. I don't understand why any woman would be so afraid to let a man knock upside the head day after day, and they can leave the house and won't go tell the police, won't go show the police the abuse, won't go file a police report. But then when they get out in public, somebody knocking them upside the head, they want to go help them. Well, I'm going to put it to you like this here. I won't help you. I value my life enough to know that if my wife go to knocking me upside the head, I know it's time for me to go. It's time to go because I can't live like that. If she knocked me upside the head, I know she'll kill me. I know if I knock her upside the head, I'll kill her. So we already know that once you get physical, ain't no telling what you'll do. That go for interacting with people out here, fighting, or getting into a road rage. When you get physical and go to talking, you already see people will pull out a gun and kill you. Because a lot of people are not even thinking. So you got to think. You got to think to extract yourself from that situation. But without further ado, as you see, if you in a marriage and you think that your wife being a breadwinner is a problem and make you feel less than man, you a fool. If my wife got making that money, getting more money with me, we finna do something with it. Okay? I ain't gonna feel less of a man. Because if I'm broke right now, I ain't less of a man. I think I got some lint and a couple of dollars in my pocket, and I'm a man. And I'm a provider. And if I don't provide, my wife gonna provide. And if she don't provide, I guess we just out of there. Y'all have a nice day.